Hi everyone, it's TT Osu from Smilefit and coming to you a bit later in the day because I know I usually start earlier, but it's been such a Friday, so I hope yours is going well. And I know a few people might watch this later on, so I'm just going to carry on. So for those who don't know me, my name is TT Osu, and I'm a runner, writer, blogger, workout enthusiast, discoverer of new workouts, and well, that's my main thing. And basically, a lover of all things smiley and fit. So that's my lifestyle, SmileFit. And if you want to know a lot more about SmileFit, check out my website, smilefitnow.com. I'm using my Fit Fridays to share a few things that have helped me over the last, 10, 15, 20 years. Keep fit, look fit, stay fit, and I'm sharing those things because they've worked for me and hopefully they've worked for you as well. So today I want to talk about two things which have really helped me. One is how to cut out sugar and still have your sweet, because I know for a lot of people when they think about eating healthy, they think about they're going to deny themselves things that they love. They're going to stop having things that they love. So I want to share with you what I've done and how I've done and have cut out a few things without actually cutting anything out. And the second thing is just to talk about how you can actually eat healthier. And I use that word healthier in this way, so I'll explain later. So let's start about how you can actually cut out sugar and still have your sweet and things that I do. So I think it was about maybe 10, 15 years ago. Hi, MC. Hi, Mike. So about 10, 15 years ago, I used to have 2 spoons of sugar in my cup of tea. Now, in England, we're all about our teas. You go anywhere and you're offered tea. And I loved my sweet tea. So I'd have a bit of milk. I'd have some sugar in it, 2 spoons of sugar. And then when I wanted to start kind of going a bit healthier, I knew I had to, my glasses, I knew I had to cut out, cut back on sugar. So here's what I did, and now explain. So from 2 spoons of sugar, I started with 1¾ right? So 1¾ so it was still very sweet. Maybe not as sweet as I'd like it, but sweet enough to trick my taste buds. And that's all you're doing, you're tricking your taste buds. So 1¾ spoons of sugar. And I think I did that for about, 2 months maybe. To be honest, I didn't really have any kind of time. But I just put, instead of 2 spoons of sugar, 1¾ spoons of sugar. And I made sure my taste buds got used to that. So again, my taste buds, I wasn't denying myself sugar. I was just cutting back. So I did that for about, say, 2-3 months. Enough time that I was comfortable with it. And then I thought, okay, it's now to take it down a notch. And I went down to 1½ spoons of sugar. So you're still having sugar, but you're not having as much. Again, it's these incremental things that make a change over time. You don't just go cold turkey and stop, because what happens is when you do that, you feel bad, like you're denying yourself something. So I did 1½ spoons of sugar for, maybe two months maybe. And again, you can decide how you want it to, but it's good to give yourself some kind of timeline that you can watch and see, well, how do I feel? Then from 1½ spoons of sugar, I went to 1 spoon of sugar. By then I was really comfortable with it. Now for 1½ to 1 spoon, I did notice a slight difference. And I think I went back up to 1½. That's okay, That's okay. Pat yourself on the back. You've still gone from 2 spoons to 1½. That's a huge difference if you love your sweet. As much as I used to like my sweet, as much as I love my sweet, I still love sugar. So from 1½ spoons of sugar, I did that for a bit. Then I went to 1 spoon of sugar and I was like, yes, 1 spoon of sugar. I mean, you have to celebrate 1 spoon of sugar. So again, this was 1 spoon of sugar in my tea. But it cuts across other things as well, because I was still having cereal. So I would only put 1 spoon of sugar in my cereal. Again, is you are training yourself. That's what it is. You are training yourself. You're training your mind. You're training your body. Just as you go to work every day, you train yourself to get up in the morning and go to work. You train yourself when you go to the gym. Okay? So 1 spoon of sugar, do that for another, say maybe 2 months. Okay, so 1 spoon of sugar for 2 months. Now you're on 1 spoon of sugar. And then you go down to 3/4 spoon of sugar. So you're getting my drift now. So you go from 3/4 spoon to 1/2 spoon. And then you have to take the jump to go to no sugar. And I know exactly when I went to the no sugar, please. I was with my friend and we were in his sister-in-law's house. And she said, "Oh, Titi, would you like a cup of tea?" And she said, "How many sugars?" And I remember just like for a split second and I went, "None, please." And I took that sip and I went, "Oh, okay, maybe I want some sugar in this." But again, is when we have tea in England, it's usually accompanied with some biscuits or a piece of cake. Biscuits in England, I'll tell you, my American friends are not the same as biscuits here. They're kind of like cookies, but not cookies. But of course, they're rather sweet. So I got used to having my tea with no sugar with some biscuits or cake, which has got sugar in it. So again, you have to balance and choose where do you want your sugar to come from. Now, the thing about cutting back on sugar and and having your taste buds used to less sugar is that it cuts across into other things. So your taste buds get used to not having so much sugar that when you actually go and have, say, a piece of cake or something else somewhere, you're actually going to go, "Oh, that's a bit too sweet." So naturally, you stop gravitating towards the sugar and want things that have less sugar. So that's another way in which your diet becomes healthier. Make sense? Anyone? Any questions? Any questions? So again, and that's how I went and I cut out sugar. So I cut out sugar, so I'm putting additional sugar into my tea. Now, what I would recommend, and I have them here, is you need to get some spoons, because if you just kind of like take a regular teaspoon or a tablespoon and just dump it in, you really don't know how much sugar you're putting in your tea. Now, when I started doing this, someone's saying, "Oh, yeah." When I started doing this, I actually wasn't measuring sugar. I didn't have a goal. I wasn't taking selfies in my bathroom to look at my abs or anything. I just wanted to cut out sugar. So I didn't actually have measuring spoons. I just used my regular spoons. But I would actually recommend you get one of these. So you can have, this is a 1/2 teaspoon, this is a 1 tablespoon. So you can actually assess how much sugar you put in your tea, your cereal. Even when I make muffins, so I published a recipe about superhero muffins. You can start to cut out sugar in things that you do if you bake a lot. So that's the first thing. I don't want to take too much time because I'm rushing here. And I made some notes because I didn't want to forget these really important points. So the second thing I want to talk about was how you can make healthier choices. So once you start cutting back on sugar in your tea, in your cereals, you will start cutting out sugar in other areas because your taste buds would have adjusted, right? So you start to notice you'd go from, say, ice cream with sprinkles and chocolate and caramel sauce. I know people are going, delicious, delicious. I will still have ice cream, but I wouldn't have the extra caramel and thingy, whatever it is on top, because that's too sweet for me. So again, you're still having some sweet, but you're not having all the sweet in it. So that's one way you can start to cut back. And I think I made a note here of something again. So again, like I said, you'll naturally gravitate. I'm going to put these down now, but get some of these to measure your sugar. You'll start gravitating to those sort of desserts that don't have a lot of sugar in them because your taste buds are now craving something different. So that's one way you can cut out sugar and have less sweet. And even doing things like substitutes. So I don't use any sugar when I'm having my tea. I don't have any, I substitute sugar for honey. Again, honey is still sugar. So if you're having 2 spoons of honey and you're thinking that's okay, do the same thing. Start with 2 spoons of honey, go down to 1/3, then 1.5, then half, then none. Again, it's a gradual. Give yourself time to get used to that drop. So that's if you don't want to go cold turkey. If you have a medical reason why you don't have to have sugar, then you just have to do what you have to do and just cut it out. So that's one way. Now, second thing about healthier is when I think of healthy eating or healthier eating, anything really can be healthy. Hi, Oluchi. Oh my God, hi. Anything can be healthy, right? If you used to have 3 Big Macs a day and you have 1, that is healthier. Well, Big Macs might not be so healthy, but you're already making healthier choices. So think about it. And when I talk about healthy eating, or when I actually talk about my diet, a diet for me is what I eat, not what I don't eat. So I would say, oh, I'm a diet of fish and fruits and vegetables, as opposed to, oh, you know, I don't eat sugar and I don't eat this and I don't eat that. Because what you focus on, we all know, what you focus on, you think about and you create. So focus on what you eat. If you've actually cut out bread, what else do you have? Do you have, I don't know, sweet potato? Say, well, I'm on a diet of sweet potato. Why focus on the things you're not eating? Focus on the things that you are eating and be happy that you're eating them. So that's one way in which I say, oh, my diet consists of this and my diet consists of that. But again, when I talk about healthy eating, anything can be healthy. It just depends on your circumstances, where you are. But when you start to look at how you eat and the combinations of the foods you eat, then you can start making healthier choices. Okay? So, you know, if you go to a restaurant and they say they're going to give you glazed salmon, anything glazed has sugar in it, anything shiny has sugar in it. And you can ask, well, you can say, well, could you just have mine grilled, for example? Now, the sauce might have butter or sugar in it, but at least you don't have the extra sugar on, say, your piece of salmon or something else. So that's another way you can cut out sugar. It's just literally just looking at things and seeing, well, where can I reduce my sugar intake in this area, and in doing so, again, like I said, your taste buds get used to it. And somebody's waving, somebody's watching. Your taste buds get used to it. So that's just what I wanted to share today. Like I said, it's very quickly, and I'll try and put some notes together. And before I forget, thank you for those who signed up to my website. I need to get that email out across to you guys, but you know, I'm doing my day job and I am just trying to get everything together. So thank you so much. But expect an email from me. I should be putting together all these tips. I have some more to bring to you next week. What time is it now? I've done about 12 minutes. I have some more to bring you next week, but if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to ask me, like how did I do XYZ, please shoot me an email. Go to smilefitnow.com. You've got a contact page there. Send me a message. I promise to do this a bit earlier next week. And I want to actually show you how I do some meal prepping. But I'm traveling for my marathon next Friday. So I will be shooting from Virginia. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys, and let me know if you're going to try out my reducing sugar intake. Reduce your sweet, but still have your sweet. Let me know, and talk to you next week. Bye.